Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 27th, and I'm sorry. Yesterday was a complete disaster. If you stayed with me for about 10 minutes of just rewinding and back and forth, you finally got the 6.5 minute show that I had put together. Sincere apologies, sincerely. Glad to have you with us tonight. Just a series of audio issues that just kind of started with all me, not activating or putting the appropriate audio feed on this camera that's filming me now, as I had it up there for several days filming the McGoffin County High School graduation. I did repair that shortly before the show, just within an instant. However, it kind of led to two other audio issues, and that's just on me. My bad, and I do sincerely apologize. It was a brief show yesterday, as I was trying to tell you last night, because I had spent all day and evening making sure that I was going to be able to get the graduation ceremony for the high school, which is airing this Friday evening, done in time. And I'm happy to report that we're putting some finishing touches on that and a few more over to the course of tomorrow, and then it will be airing. I'm so happy to report on time. The school, the staff, all the students, everyone who participated really did a marvelous job. And it's going to be a very nice ceremony to watch, and we hope that you will. And I'll remind you about that. It's going to be on Foothills and on Howard's Cable and on the internet as well, making it just as accessible as possible. So with that said, back to almost normal tonight. Still a lot of work done in-house on that, but also tonight we'll hear from our mayor and public health director, not just on today's update as far as McGoffin County cases, but also how the parade is going to work. Our McGoffin County High School graduates, according to most all of them, as they told us as they were exiting the building while they were there for their graduation walk across the stage, they're going to be participating. The majority of them, almost all of them, said they were. So it's going to be a very big, nice, long parade on Saturday. The weather's going to be nice for it, too. Shepard will tell us how it's going to work, who can go, parents, everything you need to know about the parade. Also, approaching 3 months now without normal court proceedings taking place. McGoffin County District Judge Dennis Prater is with us tonight, telling us about a new order from the Supreme Court and when court proceedings will start to be held here in McGoffin County. Also, a lot of guidelines to follow if you're going to be going into court. You'll need to know that as well. Several arrests that I had for you yesterday that I couldn't get to, and a lot of other local news and information. We'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about that cold front that's rolling through the eastern Kentucky area at the end of this week, and the showers and storms that entails before then as well, and the cooler air thereafter in just a few moments. COVID-related news. We'll start off the program right now. Keeneland, by the way, is going to run. You're not going to be able to go watch it, but at least it's something. We can grab on to something. It's only a 5-day meet, but the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission has approved a 5-day run at Keeneland in July from the 8th through the 12th. Again, no fans, no beautiful time at Keeneland to be spent, except for the horses and jockeys and trainers, I am sure, but at least baby steps, baby steps. As the nation is approaching 100,000 deaths from the coronavirus, a significant milestone. Yesterday, our governor confirmed almost 9,000 cases here in the state of Kentucky. I'll have his update for you in just a few moments, but as he and other health personnel alongside him have been saying for days, wear your mask, wear your mask. Here's something to consider. In Virginia, Governor Northam there announced yesterday that it's mandatory for Virginians to wear masks starting this Friday by executive order. This announcement coming on the day that they had seen their largest number of positive coronavirus cases to date in the state of Virginia. Over 1,600 new cases just yesterday, and that was a couple of hundred more than just the day before. They had also 28 coronavirus deaths announced in Virginia just yesterday alone. And in lieu of that, which the state, of course, has been opening since near the first of this month, soft opening, if you will, as we are here in Kentucky. But in lieu of that, the governor issuing an executive order saying that all must wear masks in a public setting whatsoever starting this Friday. So here's a conversation we'll be having in the coming days with our superintendent of schools, Scott Helton. He and superintendents across the state were in contact yesterday with the Kentucky Department of Public Health Commissioner trying to make plans for school. Of course, the school calendar still yet to be determined, as we heard Hilton tell us here just days ago. But the state is issuing a lot of guidelines for schools to follow, and a lot of superintendents say a lot of them just simply aren't possible. Busing with students one seat apart, elementary students staying in one classroom all day, staggering the times that classes get out and do exchange and the like, and a lot of other things that are going to really prove to be problematic and obstacles that schools are going to have to overcome, as we are going to get back to classes in some form or fashion. But how are these schools going to deal with these mandates and make it all work? We'll be talking about that, as that's a conversation that's being had right now on the state level. Mayor and Public Health Director Pete Shepard tonight gives us a quick update on Magafa County's most recent test results and the number of positive cases that we are closely watching. The real purpose for tonight's interview was that he wanted to make sure everyone understood how the Magafa County High School graduating class of 2020 parade was going to and where it was going to go this coming Saturday. The weather's going to be nice for it. There are a bunch of guidelines, of course, as well, to keep everyone safe, and for that, here's Pete Shepard. I know we're here to talk about the graduation parade, Pete, but obviously why I've got you here, have you gotten today's test results in yet, and if so, what are they?
Yes, so far we've tested 528 individuals. We have 512 negative. We have 14 pending as of today, and we still have only the 2 positive cases in the county.
Anything else on the COVID-19 front before we change to the graduation parade?
No, nothing. It's pretty well. All the businesses have opened up. They're supposed to be opening up, and everything's going pretty quietly. So everything's okay.
Okay. Now, the graduation parade has the potential to maybe set a record for one of the longest parades we've had, because I think most of the graduates are participating. So how's it going to work? And just give me the rundown on it.
Well, it's going to work great no matter how many show up. We'll start at the high school at 1 o'clock, their parking lot. We'll come down the access road that's in front of Dairy Queen, Citizens Bank, Lee's Chicken there. We'll be coming down through there. We'll have stop at all the red lights down through there. We'll have those blocked. We'll cross the road into Parkway Drive at the Catholic Church. We'll be going down Parkway Drive into town, into the fire department, and when we get to the fire department, then the individuals can go as they please then. The parade will be over. We're allowing anything and everything who wants to be in the parade with the graduates. They can ride four-wheelers, side-by-sides, horses, in trucks. We are asking that individuals stay with family members only if they're riding in a truck. No boyfriend, girlfriend, because of social distancing. But if you have I think they said they had 2 or 3 sets of twins, they can ride together. If a family member that's in the immediate family that lives in the household wants to ride with them, that's fine too, and drive the car and all that. But just about anything goes, but that's going to be the only ones that'll be in it, will be the graduates. If you do line up along Parkway Drive or on the access road, we ask that you park your car 6 feet apart. We ask that if you're out of the car, stay social distancing, and if you are going to be close to individuals, wear your mask. But other than that, we just it's to honor the graduates. We want them to have a fun time and go out with a bang.
When I come back, Judge Dennis Prater tells us about court to be in session in the coming days and how it's going to work. I'll be right back.
Hello, Bob Hutchison here for the Hutch Auto Group. It has always been a privilege to serve you and to make sure you get the vehicle you want at the price you want. It's an even bigger privilege now that we are open and we can't wait to see you. You'll find all the national incentives on our 8 franchises, like 0% interest for 84 months, deferred payments for up to 6 months, and you can even buy your new vehicle with no money down.
Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. One of my first announcements for tonight's program was to be an update on the water outage being felt by a lot of McGoffin County Water District customers. I spoke with the Water District office shortly before sitting down behind the desk, and they were hopeful that water would be flowing with a boil water advisory, of course, very, very soon. There was a mudslide, well, just down from the office, if you will, literally on the Ivy Point Hill, that knocked out an 8-inch main pipe. It took some time for crews to find it after knowing that they had a leak yesterday evening. They did. They had to clear the area of a lot of earth, trees, and debris, and then finally dig their way down to the pipe. At 3 o'clock today, they had repaired the break. They were just then starting to flush the lines, and then will be the process of filling the water tanks, which had been depleted as they serve pretty much the western part of the county. So at 3 o'clock, they were fixing the break, had just fixed it, flushing, tanks were filling, and then water should be on, if not already, sometime soon this evening. That's the latest update I have, but that break affecting hundreds of people, 400 or so individuals throughout much of McGoffin County. The Water District saying they had received about 300 calls themselves, and that's the update for you that I have right now. It's been almost 3 months since regular court proceedings have happened in the McGoffin County or any Justice Center across Kentucky. District Judge Dennis Prater tonight tells us that they now have a schedule to resume at least some cases, and he also tells us how they've been handling the most important ones throughout the coronavirus pandemic. Dennis, we're approaching 3 months that the majority of court proceedings have not been able to take place, but I do want to remind everyone that that doesn't mean that the most important or pressing issues haven't been handled. How have you all been managing that?
Well, things that do have time constraints and things that are of an emergency process, we've been doing those either by telephone or by Skype or by Zoom with laptops. I've conducted laptop hearings from my house, from my office in the courthouse, from my phone. So we have been taking care of those.
What is the latest today? And kind of two questions at once. Will that be a process that, to some degree, we might continue in the future?
Well, for now, yes, we're going to continue doing the Skype and Zoom with our prisoners in the jails. But to what I wanted to touch on today, we had got an order last week stating that the court could resume for certain circumstances on June the 1st. They didn't give us much guidance once we got that order, so we've been working with local county officials to come up with a plan, and it's primarily going to deal with district court because we have the most foot traffic of any one of the courts. But some of the, most of the circuit court cases, they have lawyers and they can still do some teleconferencing and things like that, but the average defendant in district court doesn't have that luxury. They're pro se litigants, and so we have to make provisions to try to bring them into the courthouse in a safe manner at a reduced capacity.
Well, any other guidelines or specifics you want to discuss as far as general operations starting Monday?
Well, we're actually not going to start this Monday. That was the order that said we could start on June the 1st. My first court docket is going to be on June the 10th. It's a smaller docket, so we're going to use it as a test run. Just want to make everyone aware if they had court dates in the first couple of weeks of June, that they'll be getting something in the mail as far as their new court date, and it may even have a new time. Normally we set everything at 9 a.m. on our criminal dockets, but we're going to have to stagger that because we can only have 25 to 30 on each docket. So we will be doing that. We will probably be doing a docket at 9 o'clock. Then maintenance has to come in and wipe everything down before we start another docket, and we'll start it at 11. So just need to make the public aware to be expecting notices in the mail. We also have a website or a Facebook page. The Justice Center has a Facebook page that they can look at, and I'll forward you any information that we come up with as far as a plan. There's several other things that they need to be made aware of. They have to have an appointment to be in the courthouse. They have to be on the docket. You can't be bringing relatives children, anybody like that for moral support, it's limited to the people that are actually on the docket. They can't bring any purses, bags, anything like that with them when they come through security. They also have to make sure that they're not having any COVID symptoms, and they'll be stopped at the door and they have to fill out a form about information about COVID symptoms, and as well as their personal information, so we can get in contact with them if we need to in the future.
What about the wearing of masks?
That's a good point. We are required by Supreme Court order. Everybody has to have a mask that comes into the Justice Center. We would hope that they have them with them. If they don't, we will provide them when they come in.
Arrests and your governor's update in just a few moments. Right now, a quick reminder on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. And that is that we have a blood drive this Friday. That's right, this Friday. Today is Wednesday. Don't let the short week throw you off. So day after tomorrow, you can make an appointment and give blood at the Sagersville First Baptist Church, which is where the Kentucky Blood Center, Blood Mobile, and folks will be. Call 1-800-775-2522 to make an appointment, or go to kybloodcenter.org. The last time they were here, we broke a record. That was during the pandemic as well, for blood donation at one location anywhere in their service area in this part of Kentucky. We can do it again. Just call or log on and make an appointment. And you can, well, you really don't have to make an appointment. You just got to call or Facebook or phone or drop off. Any way you can get that message to me, if you've got one for the nightly community calendar, birthdays and anniversaries too, tell me, and I'll tell everyone else about it. One final announcement that comes this evening via tonight's obituaries, brought to you nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. I am told that Lois Gibson, 64, of Sagersville, passed away on yesterday's date here in Sagersville. She's survived by her husband, Donald Ray Gibson, two brothers, Bert Smith and Eugene Cole, sisters Phyllis Mullins, Wanda Bailey, and Elvie Atkinson. In addition to her parents, she is preceded in death by her brothers, Kenny Cole, Matthew Leroy Cole, three sisters, Albadine Hackworth, Betty Salyer, and Mary Lou Arnott. Funeral services are to be conducted this Friday at 1 o'clock. From the Church of God's Grace, under the care of the McGoffin County Funeral Home. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And just in time for warm weather, they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. All Pro understands that we are all just trying to make it through these most difficult of times, and they want you to know that they're here to help with any repairs or projects that you need done. Big or small, doesn't matter. They've got 0% financing for 18 months and long-term financing if you need it. If you need anything from a new gutter to a new house or a new garage, call All Pro Gutter Works and Construction, 349-9999. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns
don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you.
Meet Silas. Silas is absolutely an adorable hunk of love and has all the hugs and kisses to prove it. He is super smart, potty trained, about 3 years old and about 60 pounds, and he is ready for adoption. He's our pet of the week. Our Pet of the Week, sponsored by Dr. Tom Abel of Able Eyes in Lexington, who wants to remind us all to stay safe, stay home, and his office will be back open before you know it. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Getting caught up on some of the most significant arrests and charges over the past couple of days and over your holiday weekend. 3 men arrested on a variety of charges ranging from assault and wanton endangerment in the first degree, fleeing and evading police in a motor vehicle and on foot, and other serious charges going back to this past Friday of the Memorial Day weekend. Going back to Friday around 4:45 in the Route 7 area here in Magoffin County, Sagersville police arrested this man, identified as Anthony Darrell Saylor, 32, of Sagersville, for speeding 20 miles an hour over, fleeing and evading police, first degree for the motor vehicle, and second degree for on foot, and operating a motor vehicle under drugs or alcohol, second offense, as well as wanton endangerment in the first, and some other traffic-related charges, including no insurance. Officer Jeremiah Watson with the Sagersville PD says that he was behind this vehicle in Sagersville and clocked the vehicle running 65 in a 45 zone. He watched the vehicle pass another car, and then as he tried to stop Saylor's vehicle, he fled. The police chase hit speeds of 75 to 80 miles an hour as they got on Route 7 headed towards Royalton, but at one point, Saylor, says the officer, turned around and came back towards Sagersville and then hit a cemetery road where he drove his car until it wouldn't go any further and then jumped out and started running on foot, leaving 2 females behind who stayed in the truck per police officer commands. Watson says that he was able to get close enough to threaten Saylor with the discharge of his taser, after which he stopped and did follow his commands and was brought back into custody. The officer also noted in a citation that while they were walking back to their vehicles, he heard a loud noise, and apparently the suspect's vehicle had slid off the hill or area it was parked on and went into the cruiser, causing damage to his vehicle. The next arrest was the next afternoon on Saturday around 20 till 5 on Parkway Drive, or just off Parkway Drive here in Sagersville. Also, Jeremiah Watson with the Sagersville PD received a call about a man passed out behind the wheel of a vehicle, and moments later, Watson found 44-year-old Clifford Ousley passed out behind the wheel of his car after it had run off of Parkway Drive and into a recently filled lot. It appeared as though he had just passed out and ran off the road. The car was still running, his foot was on the brake, and he was passed out at the time. When he was awakened by the officer, he was unstable on his feet and had all signs of being severely impaired. There was also several different pill bottles in plain view, one with marijuana, the other with gabapentin, all of which were taken by the officer, while Ousley was charged with DUI, third offense, possession of marijuana, an open container, possession of a controlled substance in the third degree, improper container, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And just about an hour later on the same afternoon, the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department arrested 21-year-old Joshua Nathan Brown of Royalton after a call came in about a man shooting guns in the direction of others. The officer arrived and found, after taking statements from several witnesses, that 2 subjects said that they were approaching to talk to Brown when he started pointing a handgun at them, with Brown, who was in his car, pulling away from the 2 men, then stopping a short distance later and getting out with a baseball bat, laying it down, and then getting a shotgun out of the vehicle, and then shooting it towards the 2 individuals. There were also other witnesses and other people, including 2 small children who were in the area at the time of the shots being fired. Brown was charged with wanton endangerment in the first degree and assault in the first degree. All three of these individuals remain jailed in the Big Sandy at this hour. Next, Governor Beshear with his daily update. The governor began by announcing another milestone for Kentucky.
Somehow 400 to the number tonight. And let's commit to doing better. Now that we have an opportunity to get out and to do more, now that we all want to get a haircut, and let's just remember that we've lost 400 Kentuckians and this thing isn't over yet. Ring your bells at 10 a.m. Do everything you can to help your fellow Kentuckian. Just like when we had Phyllis George's ceremony here on Monday, it's not the same right now. Even with the 33% capacity now that our funeral homes and others can do, this is a really hard time to lose somebody. And 400 families have had to face that, and they shouldn't have to face it alone, even though we can't get together with them.
It was 6 new deaths today that pushed Kentucky to that 400 mark. He also noted 127 new coronavirus cases across the Commonwealth and noted that we have now tested statewide almost 201,000 Kentuckians. With Beshear again tonight stressing the importance of wearing masks and his concern over the divisiveness that wearing them is causing.
Masks have somehow become this division amongst people. And yes, they're not comfortable. Yes, they can be hard to breathe from. Yes, they keep people from seeing your beautiful face. But they protect people. Now, I wear my mask because of my faith, because I believe that I have a duty to love my neighbor and do everything I can to not harm them. And knowing I can be asymptomatic and pass it, it's a very small thing. And I want you all to know that when we look nationwide, this isn't partisan at all. I mean, you look at Larry Hogan, the Republican governor in Maryland, and they're dealing with an outbreak. He had a mandate of masks. We don't have that. I mean, our employers have to wear them because they can't be exposing their clients. But we have just strongly encouraged and will continue to encourage. Our Ohio governor, who I talk to very regularly, talks about it being about loving your fellow human being. North Dakota's governor choked up. I watched this video, I know how he feels. About how on earth did it become something that people are angry at each other about? If somebody's wearing a mask, they're trying to protect other people. Are you really going to make fun of them? Are you really going to get angry with them for caring about one another? And we need everybody to get there. Not by making it mandatory, not by pressuring people, but just by saying if you believe that you are a Kentuckian, a proud American, patriot, somebody who has values, a good person, somebody who believes in your faith. All of our faiths say that, especially when it's hard, we got to do what it takes to protect one another.
And lastly tonight, as is most often the case, your Licking Valley RECC Outlook. And as we've known now for this week, we've still got some more rough or bumpy conditions ahead through the rest of your weekend until the weekend, then a big change via a cold front. Tonight, 63 mostly cloudy, not much out there. There are scattered showers. Central Kentucky seeing a lot of the action as they are just going from south to north, but they're mostly staying to our west. No complaints, and that's been the pattern for most of the week. We've only got in on a few of those and in light form then. But 63 tonight, same scenario, mostly cloudy, and only a 20% chance of showers. For your Thursday, chances of showers continue, or rather reappear in the morning to the tune of about 60%, maybe some thunderstorms between 2 and 3 or so in the afternoon. We're still holding on to the low 80s tomorrow. Rainfall, maybe a tenth of an inch, unless you were to get under a thunderstorm that pops up and rolls over. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low of 64, shower chances down to 30%. Friday, a greater chance of showers and thunderstorms. Friday looks to be the most active day in your forecast. Highs right around 80 still, winds picking up a bit, up to 18 miles per hour, and rainfall amounts light, still again, unless you get under a thunderstorm that blows up. Friday night, showers, possibly thunderstorms as well, all the way up to about 11 or so. For your weekend, well, there's your first half of it looking at you, and it looks nice and it looks cooler than last. We're talking about 75 degrees. A little patchy fog in the morning, bookending your Saturday actually, morning and then the following morning, but nevertheless, Saturday, mostly sunny, mid-70s to the T, and nighttime lows back down into the upper 40s. Again, a 20% chance of showers. I think that's early, and I think that's really not going to be an issue. That's kind of a leftover from your Friday night, and after they're gone, they're pretty much gone, because Sunday, look at that, 71 and sunny. Nighttime lows down to 45, mid-40s. And Monday, the pattern still holds with a little fog, some sunshine, clear dry skies, 73 degrees for your daytime high, 46 for the low. Then we start to warm up thereafter. We're still sunny and dry, I think, Tuesday with a high of 78. Wednesday we should get back to right around 80 degrees, still a little sunshine, and about a 20 or so percent chance of some showers. And that's going to wrap it up for the show. Not for me so much, but by the end of this week, certainly by Friday evening, you'll be able to tune in and see the McGough County High School graduation. Project graduation will follow as well, and a whole lot of other things that we are working on. So please stay tuned to more of Your News Today and everything else in our area, either here on our web channel, our YouTube channel, or in the Sagersville Independent. Good night, and thanks for watching.